Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone's having a good weekend. And oh, happy Valentine's Day. Today is Saturday, February 14th. As of the recording of this, I've got my piping hot caffeinated beverage. And we're going to do something a little different today. I'll show you when we get there. Trying something a little different on the channel. See if you guys like it. So I'll let you know when we get there. So if you've ever driven on I-95 between New York and Massachusetts, you've passed Stamford, Connecticut. Stamford, Connecticut was founded in the 1690s, 1670s. My hometown, where I wasn't born, but I was raised there. Here is the cityscape of Stamford, Connecticut. Back in the 70s and 80s, none of these buildings were here whatsoever. The only building that was here, and when we get closer, I will show you, is the one with the flag on top over there, right there. But we're not doing a history of Stamford today, just one particular building I'm doing a little documentary on because it was part of my childhood. I think it was really cool researching this, and I'm going to show you soon where that is. So the first thing we are going to see is the new part of the Stamford Mall. But we're not going to start in the new part. I'm going to start in another area here. Funny, I was just here last night. So you have an entrance right here, which has this nice, cool loop-de-loop little garage. The St. John's Towers are iconic as well, very old, probably in the 70s. So you have another entrance here to the Stamford Mall as well, right up there. Stamford Library, another old building. This whole white part here was added a long time ago, but that original brick is all original building. Now it's called the Ferguson Library. I forgot about that. Ferguson Library. And of course, this is the original side of the mall, the Macy's building. It's been there since 1982. Now we're going to go inside and take a look. So here's part of the parking lot, underground parking lot under the mall. There's also rooftop parking as well. So we're going to go inside. So one of the coolest things when the mall opened was these elevators. Oh, I guess the escalator's not working. And this fountain. I always wanted to go up. Actually, you know what? Let's go in the elevator. So here we are. It's a fountain. We're going to go all the way up to the top. 1982 this opened. You kind of get a great view of the atrium area. We're all the way at the top. So it has its original look and feel to it. I love these elevators. Are amazing, by the way. This is one of the cool. Look how far down you go. Ah. The aesthetics are so cool in this. None of the escalators seem to be working, but we're gonna go down the stairs, show you the food court area. So when this first opened, the food court area had a Sbarro's, and over here it was a Sam Goody, I think. And they have some kind of sports thing going, a soccer training center now. And they had a ChiChi's over here as well. Oh, and there's another little mini elevator. And over here was Baker's Garden, I think. And then A&W was over here. A&W, Sbarro's, and all those. ChiChi's And then the Sam Goody was here. So now you see it's completely different, obviously. There's another set of elevators over there. Let's go down another level. All right, so when you would come up these escalators here, the top of this was FAO Schwartz was right here. And then you went down further. I'll show you the newer area. So there was a Foot Locker over here. The Hey Stamford stuff is right here. This is where I got my shirt. You can get all sorts of shirts and cool stuff there. There was a Waldenbooks over here, or it was upstairs. There was a bakery here that had such good croissants. And then over here was a store called Merry-Go-Round. And it had all the cool, like, 80s clothes type of stuff. Now here was where JCPenney was. It was one of the anchor stores that opened in 1982, closed later that year. Later in the 90s, I want to say, FIlene's opened. In 2000, no, 94. Sorry, I don't have my sheet with me. FIlene's closed. They demolished all of this and made room for some outside restaurant areas, which I'll show you. Yeah, I totally forgot that FIlene's replaced JCPenney. I forgot my notes, but this all opened, I want to say either 2002 or 2004. So I'll show you what that looks like. So when this first opened, they had a California kitchen, they had a cozy, and Capitol Grill was still there. And there was a seafood restaurant right next to Capitol Grill, which is really high end and really beautiful. There's a old GTE building. That wasn't even here. When this started, they started demolishing the grounds for this area in 1977. When they started doing construction, this was all flat here. These buildings were not here. GT building wasn't there. The only thing that was is the Marriott, I think. But see, now this is what it looks like on the outside here. So as you can see, I have my Stamford Girl shirt on here. I'm going to show you the other side where Macy's is. That's the only anchor store that's still available, like still open. So I'm going to go check that out. Now they got a Hot Wheels area and a Barbie area over here. And 1991, they filmed a movie called Scenes from a Mall with Bette Midler and Woody Allen. And I remember trying to out for an extra. And these escalators went up, and they did a scene where they went up this escalator. I do remember that. So, yeah, these elevators are pretty cool. They sit down over here. Christmas time, they have like a Santa and stuff. But I love these elevators. Couldn't wait to ride them. That was like my big thing when I was a kid. So over here was Sax Fifth Avenue. That opened in 1983. Now it's a pickleball court, as you can see. That closed in 2000. Here's another view of those elevators from the other side and all the escalators. They got some interesting arcades just kind of sporadically around now. So Macy's was the original anchor store. It's still the only one here. An Apple store did open here early 2000s. And I actually worked at it when the first iPhone came out. And because I had been there for a year, I got a free iPhone, which was like over $1,000 back then. So Apple did close a few years ago. Let's go take a look at Macy's, see how it looks. And there was a Hallmark store down here. I did work there for maybe a year, next to Macy's. Some original pictures. of Stamford. There I am, and there's my shirt, Stamford shirt. Pretty much Macy's looks the same. There's not many people here, so I'm not filming too much. So there's the Stamford Mall. If you walk down that way, you get to the Landmark building, and you can also get to the movie theater. I don't know if the movie theater is still there. There used to be a big thing over here, like a sculpture. Oh, we're up the top escalator. We got a little photo area here. And right up here on the second floor, there used to be a, whatchamacallit, like a spa. And I can't remember. My mom went here and got a facial. It was a really nice spa. She loved it. All right, so we're up at the second floor now. I know there was, oh my gosh. Oh. That's an interesting play area for kids. Oh, how fun. Doesn't look very busy. And we got big teddy bears. Like a big toy store, I guess. All right, so up here, there was a Noah's Ark toy store. I remember a KB toy store up here as well. So Noah's Ark was up here. KB's was down there. There's a little heart thing for like a photo op, I guess. And there's supposed to be a roller ring somewhere, but I don't know where it is. There's a close-up of one of those elevators. How cute are they? We should probably take that down. Yeah, KB's was down here. I don't remember what else was down there. The Waldenbooks was either up here or downstairs. All right, we're going to take another elevator down. Let's see, here we go. And that's it for the mall. One of the original 80s malls that are still here. I still remember it like it was yesterday when it opened. Yeah. So it's something a little different. I wanted to do a little documentary on the mall. Hope you guys enjoyed this. One of the fun things when this first opened was this kind of like loopy, circular driveway into the roof parking lot. And one of the things as we got older was to see how fast we could go up or down it. Because, you know, being teenagers, we were crazy. Obviously, nothing happened. We didn't like crash or anything. But I definitely wouldn't do that now. So I just want to come up here, go to the very tippy top if we can, and show you the seatbelt. All the views of Stamford. Let's see if I can get to the roof. And another fun fact about the mall is that it still has 3,800. Oh, there is a way to get to the roof. 3,800 parking spots. Back then, that was the largest garage. I don't know if it was in a mall or in an establishment other than an airport parking lot. So think about that. 3,800 parking space. Oh, I can't. Okay, it's not plowed. Okay. Well, okay, so we won't go down there. Let's do this. Let's park down here. You can kind of see downtown Stamford a little bit better. Over here. All right, let's do this. I think I can find a spot down here somewhere. There's a great view of downtown Stamford, well, part of downtown Stamford. So the picture I have, only the Marriott was here, and this was all, like where we're standing, was all just flat land. The GT building was not there yet. None of these buildings were here yet. You see the train over there. It's Stamford train station. Ocean's out there. But the Marriott, I think, opened 60-something. So it was one of the original buildings next to the Landmark building, which is behind us. I'll see if I can find a good view of that. All right, so here is a great shot of the Landmark building. This was the only building besides the Marriott when all this was, all these buildings were not here. That wasn't there. None of this was here. So it's all obviously built up a lot now. I'll show you the picture if I haven't posted it already. All right, now we are going back down. Am I going the right way? I think I am. Their little loop-de-loop thing. And you kind of get a good view of the St. John's Towers over there, the GTE buildings over there. And we're just gonna go down. But what else? What other mall has like a driveway like this, you know? How fun is that? And another fun fact, at the bottom of this ramp to the right used to be a Bennigan's. I actually worked at the GTE building for a while. For many years, 3-4 years. And right over here was a Bennigan's, it's now a bank, that we used to do happy hours at. I don't know what this GTE building is now, but another key point in Stamford, I guess. So, sorry, I was throwing all these dates at you. I'm going to post them in the description or in, yeah, you know what? I'll do it in the description, the dates of when the stores opened and closed, the mall's opening date, when they started construction, which I think was 1977. They started leveling all this ground. And before it was here, I tried to do some research. What was here before the mall? And there was a bunch of streets and some mom and pop shops and apartments or single family homes. And that was it. And they started this whole redevelopment, urbanized redevelopment plan in the early, mid to late 70s. And so not only was it the mall, it was this whole downtown area, just revitalizing, reimagining it, doing what they can to make it better. And they've been doing that ever since. Stamford is definitely not what it was. It's almost like a little mini New York City now. So, but yeah, I loved researching about the mall. It was, like I said, a big part of my childhood. Went to the mall all the time. That was right when, in 82 when it opened, right when malls were becoming a thing. Everyone who was everyone as a child, as a Gen Xer, malls were the hangout spot. That's where we went, you know. We worked there, we hung out there, we met our friends there. I took the city bus there before I had my license, or I walked from, yeah, we did mostly city buses I took to get to the mall from my house. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this. Like I said, it was a little different than my usual content. And anybody that grew up in Stamford or lived in Stamford during the 70s and 80s, I hope this brought back some memories and nostalgia for you, because it did for me. I loved researching it and just kind of going down memory lane with you guys. Let me know in the comments. Did you grow up in Stamford, Connecticut in the 70s and 80s? Do you remember the mall? Did you work at the mall? If you did, let me know what store you worked at. But thank you again for all of you guys watching this. Make sure to subscribe, share this out to your friends that grew up in Stamford, and I will see you guys soon. Happy Valentine's Day.